Said I'd do a little video for you, Josh. Like I said, these trailers are all galvanized. My whole trailer, there ain't a speck of rust on it. I mean, nowhere. And that's one good thing you don't have to worry about, is your trailer rusting out and having to paint it all the time. That's one of the best. When I bought this boat, I was so tickled to death because of that. The only thing I've done to this trailer is last week I put a brand new jack on it. They were 20 bucks, half price. Mine was getting kind of crappy, so I bought a new one of those. But the boat itself, it is a rivet hull, so I'd want to check for leaks. But other than that, here's my 50 horse. Right there's the CDI module. I got mine on eBay for $82, and I replaced one of these coils, this top one. When I checked it this spring, it was kind of sputtering, and I pulled this boot off. It shocked me, so it was arcing. So I put that coil on there. I paid 25 bucks for that on eBay. Now it runs perfect. Like I said, I even cooked the paint that time on my head, or when it got hot. Didn't do anything but to blow the head gasket. So I wouldn't count that motor out yet. And these transoms, I mean, that's solid as a rock. That's all aluminum. There's no wood in this transom whatsoever to rot. So you definitely got a plus there. Everybody keeps saying minuses. I see some actually pluses. The trailer being galvanized, big plus. Boat being aluminum with no wood underneath of it, another big plus. Here's the inside of it. I took all this wood out this spring and put the whole new deal in. Mine's a little bit customized. Got fishing lights back here. But even these pads on here where the controls go on the other side, I rebuilt all those. Covered them with foam and outdoor vinyl. But it's kind of hard to get back in there. I don't know if I can get everything screwed down. But that transom, I wish I could get back in there and show you a little better. There's not a chunk of wood in it. The only thing wood in this boat is this board right here on the transom face itself and the floor. That's it. There's not one 2x4 bunk underneath. It's all aluminum. One thing I liked about the boat when I bought it is it had live wells. Of course, all this has been redone. I redone this top deck a few years ago, and then I redid the floor this spring. Because this boat set out since I bought it in 04. I mean, I do keep a tarp on it, but you know how them tarps get. And then last winter, the floor was getting bad last year, so last winter I didn't even cover it. So it was shot this spring, but I recovered all these pads all the way around it. As you can see, you had a trolling motor on yours. I seen it was kind of duct taped up, but they do have a bow mount trolling motor spot for them. I'm getting ready to go out fishing here in a little bit, so I'll fire the motor up and take it for a spin, do a little video for you. But yeah, I wouldn't count that motor out yet. This is my third boat, and this is actually the best one I've ever owned. The other one was the last one I had was a Sea Ray. Had fiberglass, transom cracked on the back, and I just, it was just a hassle ever since. So when I bought this boat, that's the reason I bought it, is because it was aluminum. Paid $2 grand for it in 2004, and I wouldn't let it go for that right now, just for the simple fact that I couldn't replace it for that. There's no way. But I've customized it, to my needs. I mainly fish in it and take the family for cruises. But I got rod holders that go in these little deals here. This thing here on yours comes all the way back to, I believe, here, where these two holes are. I sawed that off with a hacksaw. That was in my way. I had to have rods out there. Other than that, I ain't really had any trouble with this boat. They're leaking on it. I had one little hole. I noticed a lot of water this spring, and I found a little hole right there. And I patched it, and I ain't had any, when I did the floor remodel, and I ain't had any trouble with it since. My trailer, I put some LED lights on it because I had a lot of trouble with them blowing. So I stuck them on there about 5 years ago, and I haven't touched the trailer since. Of course, it's got buddy bearings. I do put grease in the buddy bearings every spring. Other than that, you know, that motor, when I first got it, ran like a top. Then I cooked the paint. You know, that was my own fault. Kind of got the plug wires hot and stuff. You know, and just over the years, that one boot was weather cracked and was shocking me. But when I cooked the paint, I ruined that thermos switch. And then when I did a reef store on it, I was screwing that light in right there. And I put that screw, when I put that screw in, I went right through the hot wire onto the metal plate in the back, and it grounded it out and fried the CDI box. So, I mean, all that work that I'd done to this motor was my fault. You know, it wasn't nothing that the motor done itself. But, yeah, other than that, I've had no trouble with this motor. You know, I had problems with it dying last year when I come to an idle. But this spring, when I replaced that coil and put new plugs on it, fires right up now. I don't have a lick of trouble with it. I don't have those. It takes a special muff for that motor too, and unfortunately I don't have one. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to let it run. But it fired right up.